Yeah, what is good? Welcome back to Pokemon Legends ZA. I was gonna say ranked. I'm so used to it, but we're gonna be going over on how to use Excadrill. I guess Mega Excadrill as well. But Excadrill should probably be one of the Pokemon that is really good right now, and it's always been good since the start of the seasons. I don't think it's like a very broken Pokemon where it's like, pretty meta abuser. So it's strong and it has its weaknesses. It's pretty common, but carrying it with the Focus Sash item has been really phenomenal. So first off, I'm going to go over the build that I'm currently using. Still, you're more than welcome to switch anything that you like, but I will recommend you to keep at least a ground type and a steel type. So for Excadrill, the adamant nature, we're going to go with the adamant nature. It's going to be 44 HP, 250 max attack with 212 speed. We'll talk about the 212 speed in a bit, but we're going to be going over some of the move and other options that it can learn. So Swords Dance is a definite. If you don't want to run it, I recommend it. Drill Run or Earthquake, depending on what your playstyle is. If you like to like third party jump in, you know you're going to get like multiple targets and you're going to click Earthquake. Drill Run is kind of the same, but I just like the mobility that Drill Run has because it puts me in a different position. So that's why I just run Drill Run. And then the only reason why I have Mega Horn is because of the Mewtwo. You Swords Dance once, you Mega Horn. Most of the time it'll live at 1 HP, but when you have the opportunity to go for a plus Mega Horn, click it. You'll thank me later. It'll one-shot it. If not, people are investing in defense on their Mewtwo's, then that's how you'll know that it's a very tanky Mewtwo on its defenses, or if it's carrying that Bug Berry, if it's like not going to Mega. Because honestly, I don't think Mewtwo needs a Mega to be to its full potential. But enough about Mewtwo. This is not about Mewtwo. Most of the time I'll be in certain situations, like after I discover like, oh well, Mewtwo doesn't die with the Swords Dance Mega Horn, so I'll just click Iron Head, or you don't even need to click Swords Dance. You can click Iron Head or Drill Run and then plus Mega Horn, and that's enough to pick up the KO. It's always going to depend on the scenario, your surroundings, because other Pokemon are also on the battlefield, right? So that's just a little tip there. We're not running Tackle, we're not running any of these moves. I have seen people run Metal Claw, and I understand it because it comes out pretty fast. But personally, I never used it, but that's definitely an alternative because I think Metal Claw has a chance to boost like attack or something like that. I have used Rock Blast, and most of the time you're not going to run into something that's like going to take, or that's using a Focus Sash, and that's typically what these multi-hitting moves are, kind of meant for, unless it doesn't have that option to learn any other rock type move. But Rock Blast is a fun one. But the reason why I don't really like Rock Blast is that it's very easy for Pokemon to dodge these attacks, so, or they can just like run away from it, and most of the time it's not even going to connect. So Bulldoze is another one that you can use. I personally never used it. I've seen some people use it. I don't know. I'm just gonna go by what I think is not gonna be like most beneficial for Excadrill. But if you want to run Slash, feel free to run Slash. I've seen people use X-Scissor. You might as well just use Mega Horn. In some cases, you can use Dig and follow up with the Iron Head or a Mega Horn as well. Rock Slide is probably one of the better rock type slots instead of Rock Blast, but the targets again have to be sitting still or just be kind of a slower Pokemon in the on the battlefield. Earthquake, like I said, you can definitely run Earthquake. That's definitely a must. And we have Sound Tune, Metal Sound, probably not. And yeah, if you want to use Excadrill to be like one of your Brick Break users, feel free to do that. It does have access to Protect, so you could definitely throw Protect. It just depends on your playstyle. If you want to run it, you want to keep Excadrill, alive and healthy, or just it's gonna be a really good Mon in that matchup. Run the Protect. Avoid certain Pokemon with those super effective attacks, and catch him off guard. Follow it up with one of the Excadrill attacks, and you should be good to go. I haven't seen anything with Endure, but I can see it being used if you want to run that instead of Protect. I don't know if the cooldown is a little bit longer, so 15. Yeah, Endure's a little bit less, but yeah. Mud Shot. I've seen people use Agility just to be faster in the overworld, I keep saying overworld because of the battlefield, but more welcome to run that as well. I tried it once. It's not that bad, but I'm just going about what this season has brought us right now. Giga Impact. That's you could run Swords Dance, normal gem, Giga Impact, Excadrill for all I care. Double Edge, probably not. Really not necessary, to be honest. Poison Jab is another alternative you can use to swap out Mega Horn, but not in this season. At least for this build. Let's not go over too deep into this. But yeah, those are some of the options that Excadrill can, potentially learn. That can learn. So let's go over the cooldowns. So the reason why I have 212 speed, now be mindful that I've been using this calculator. It is based off of people in the community. So this calculator is based on community research and should be considered a simulation estimate only. Actual cooldown mechanics may vary in game. So basically a bunch of people have, gathered information like, hey, speed is pretty good, or speed is this, speed helps cooldowns and whatnot. And that's what the calculator is pretty much going based off of. So I invested 212, which is enough to bring us down to 4 seconds, rather than having to invest in max HP like how most people end up having to run these builds. Excadrill has a pretty good HP, but I wouldn't probably, rely on it to be like your tanky mon. It's more of like an offensive pressure mon because of what's currently being used in the meta. So Swords Dance, we don't really need to really worry about the cooldown for Swords Dance, but Drill Run. You use Drill Run, and then you can follow up with an Iron Head, and by that time you go through those animations for those specific moves. You'll most likely have Drill Run already ready, like 1 second. Mega Horn is up to 6 seconds, but if we didn't have the speed investment, look at the cooldowns. And a lot of people will say, well, it's just 1 second. That 1 second is very important. I'm telling you right now, every second counts when you're playing in that ranked game mode. Because I've been in scenarios where I'm like, oh, I don't have Drill Run ready. And as soon as the other Pokemon targets my Excadrill, then my Drill Run is ready. And you were in a situation where you could have won that matchup. So yeah, that's basically the build. And I've been using this calculator quite a lot. And it's helped me with my Gyarados build, and that thing's a monster. I've invested also with Aerodactyl, a Feraligatr, and it just does wonders. So this can also benefit the Excadrill. So if you're going to be running Mega Excadrill, you can run Jolly Nature, since this thing already hits extremely heavy. And look at your cooldowns, 3 seconds. You Drill Run once. Excuse me. You Drill Run once. It's going to be on cooldown, and then you follow with an Iron Head, and Drill Run will already be ready. This is optional though. It's going to depend on your playstyle and how you want to go about it. You'll be able to make up that attack boost by going for the Swords Dance and Mega Excadrill. It's not Mega Excadrill. Let's throw out Mega Excadrill on here. So we said it was 212. I could easily be typing it in. I just don't know why I don't do it. So 212. And let's go Jolly. So let's say we don't Swords Dance and we go Jolly Nature. You could definitely run. Like, you're at 217 with Jolly Nature, and you're at 205 with just Excadrill. So with Mega Excadrill, you're basically just gaining a bit of defense and obviously some attack and some speed. Well, not speed, because I think this is just based off of what I added. But you are gaining some defense, which isn't really going to matter. It's not going to matter too much. But your cooldowns are at 3 seconds. and your Swords Dance will make up for that attack drop from changing the nature. So yeah, Excadrill has been really good. It checks Xerneas, it checks Mewtwo. It's just gonna depend on the scenario you're in. So most of the time I'll end up leading Excadrill, and if I see a Xerneas or a Mewtwo, I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna Swords Dance, Mega Horn, or you can just go for Drill Run into a Mega Horn, because most likely the Mewtwo's are gonna have like Focus Blast, Aura Sphere, Flamethrower. Same thing with the Xerneas. I've seen people running close combat to check those targets. Maybe they'll follow it up with a Horn Leech or something or other. But you're able to make you're able to make that up by having the Focus Sash. So by the time you click Drill Run and Mewtwo clicks Focus Blast, you should be able to follow up with the Mega Horn to pick up the KO. Unless otherwise, if it's carrying a berry or it has defense investment, then you know, Swords Dance up plus Mega Horn, Swords Dance, Iron Head, Drill Run, either of those two options, and then follow it up with the Mega Horn, and you should be good to go. This is also very good for other Pokemon. Obviously, I'm just going based off of like, you know, what's really annoying right now and what people are abusing. Does really good against a lot of Pokemon that are just neutral. Chandelure is a popular one. What's a lot of steel types? The Metagross. That's also a situation where you have to be finding that opportunity to do so, because Metagross can actually, you know, challenge you, especially if it has screens or it's pretty tanky in its defense. But yeah, at this point I can keep yapping, but that's Excadrill for you. Feel free to change any of the other moves if you'd like, if you don't want to run Iron Head, but I just recommend this build because it's just doing really good right now. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you're running something different. You're going Jolly, you're going, you know, Adamant, or you prefer this build, or you're using Life Orb Excadrill, because that's also definitely another option that you can do. Oh, I totally forgot like some of the other items that I could be recommending. Quick Claw is a cool one, but I just fully recommend Focus Sash. It's just been doing quite amazing. Like Scope Lens, maybe you could run Soft Sand, or you can run any of the boosting items, maybe Expert Belt, but you're going to get into a situation where most likely you're going to end up getting one shot by an Aura Sphere, or a close combat, or a break from a Mewtwo X, etc. But yeah, feel free to run it however you like. I'm just showing, you know, what's really working for me, and maybe it'll work really well for you. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.